I'm Dawn Richard, a conscious love coach.
I am Paulina Malmi. I'm a mindset transformation mentor.
I am Shelley, and I work as an empowerment and transformation coach.
I'm Charlotte, and I'm an Oracle of Destiny.
I am Benedict Ertzen, inspiring leader and business mentor.
I am Paula. I work as a space curator.
I am Tulay. I work as a producer in the film and television industry.
My passions are dance, travel, and my Wake Up to Real Love podcast.
And my passion is to help strong women overcome burnout.
My dream is to be a catalyst for the healing and empowerment of women.
My passion is to help women to remember the throne of their inner queendom, to remember that they're sovereign, sacred, and holy.
My passion are the projects that I get to create, help bring to life, and then share with the world.
We rise together, goddesses, by remembering our sacred feminine wisdom.
We will rise by lifting others.
I am possible, and I am.
And I am a woman's woman.
Gorgeous woman, you are not meant to do this alone, and the reality is that you're not. Literally, you have a whole sisterhood waiting here for you. You have my whole team waiting here for you. You have me waiting here for you. All you have to do is reach out, click that link, and get in touch with us. And together, we will rise.
I am Cinti, and I am a woman's woman. As women, we juggle different roles in life. Wife, mother, employee, and daughter. At some point, we have all been told, directly or indirectly, that we shouldn't pursue something, to play it safe, not be too loud, or too much, or too beautiful, or not beautiful enough. Don't ever let somebody tell you that you are not enough, that your dreams are too big, or that you can't do something. Surround yourself with women who want you to rise, who celebrate your success, who believe in your dreams. Together, let's help each other to rise. You deserve to be seen. You deserve to be heard. Divine woman, you deserve to rise. I am Cinti, and I am a woman's woman. Hey everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so excited for this conversation today with a very, very dear friend of mine and colleague and just all-round amazing soul sister, Erin Loman Jeck. Erin is a world-class speaker. She is the CEO of the Transformational Speakers Agency. She has a 99% success rate with getting people into TED Talks, which is pretty much amazing. I call her the female version of Tony Robbins. She's literally one of the most amazing speakers that I have ever witnessed as far as women who are activated in their power and consciously downloading their message. So I would love to welcome Erin today to say hello and talk to her about activating your voice. Hey, Erin, how are you doing?
I'm great. How are you, love?
Oh, so good. So good to see you.
I know. Anytime. You know, when you just get with a soul sister, the minute everything else runs away, it's no longer an interview. It's just two sisters talking.
Absolutely. And actually, after the week that we've had, having you say that and remind me of that backstage was just like, yes, Erin, this is why I love you. You've most definitely been so amazing with me and activating my voice and just giving me some of those tips about, you know, because I'm a conscious flower like you. So it's like, and we know that as soon as we get nervous, that conscious flow just goes like this. So speaking to you about that and understanding that that's a thing was a revelation to me in the first place. And that's like, you know, not even the tip of the iceberg of what you teach. So I'm so excited for you to speak to everyone about how to find your voice. Take it away, Erin. Talk to the group. The stage is yours.
Like I said, the stage is always mine. I make mine. And I think that's the thing. I think that so many times when we take a stage, whether it's virtual or in person, we kind of like, oh, but it's their stage. No, in this moment, it's our stage. And to own that, and to own that you're divinely here for a reason, that you were chosen to be on this stage, that you are here to celebrate to the world who you are and your gifts. And I think for sure, watching those videos, I know you and I have had a lot of conversation about being a woman's woman. And, you know, I created the Wing Women movement. And I love that whole idea of like, as we lift others. And there's a lot of that we forget, that inside of that, even for ourselves, we don't even lift ourselves up sometimes. We're like, who am I to use my voice? And who do you think you are to share your message? And why is anybody listening? But that's the point. And as you alluded to before, not only can I help you craft a talk that's memorized, that's professional, I have companies like Amazon, Boeing, Google, you name it, that I work with. And that's a little more like structured and things. But what I love is people like me, people who are tapped in, tuned on, and just in positive flow. And a lot of times the messages just come through me and I have no idea what I'm saying or what I'm about to say. And it just flows through and people just look at it like, oh, it's just Erin. She's just so magnificent. And it's not. And so it's that being able to trust. Like when you hear, like the craziest part is when I started this, I'd get up there and I'm like, I got this structured speech. And then I would have a message that was like, hey, share the story about facing eviction in the beginning of your business. And I'm like, okay. So I would just share it. And I would be like, this doesn't really relate to what I'm saying, but okay. And I just was that, you know, divine conduit. And it would be at the end of those times where someone would come up in tears, like, that is exactly what I needed to hear. And I go, oh, you're the reason I'm being told to tell you this right now and to share that. And that is such a beautiful thing that let me just be real. I don't think men got that. Like it's harder for them. We just have such an intuitive flow.
We do. And this is, I mean, we touch on this in every conversation, but that divine connection that we as women are able to just plug into, you know, and that for so long in all of us has been cut off, silenced, you know, and for me especially, like we all know, I've had my visibility issues and people laugh at me when I say that, but I'm like, no, like literally. And when I like, as far as that divine flow goes, like it's constantly on. And to understand that it's not just mind chatted and then it's actually supposed to come out and be shared. And it was just so interesting us having that conversation where you were like, oh, okay, I hope you got that because, you know, it just, once I get it out, sometimes I don't remember it, or once it's out, it's done. And my team and I laugh about this all the time because when we're doing the promo videos or we're doing any of that stuff, I get into my flow and I just get into that state where I'm just connected and it's flowing. And they're like, okay, so let's do that one again. I go, no, I don't think that's going to happen. What did I say? Because you're just in that moment. And it's been really nice to ground that into the fact that that's actually a real thing. And that someone like you, who's a world-class speaker, actually tunes into that. I mean, I can't tell you how much that simple little piece of information just blew my whole world up as far as activating my voice and really finding what it was I needed to say in the moment and not always needing it to be perfect, you know, because it doesn't always have to be perfect, right?
No, and it shouldn't be perfect. Let's be real. Okay, if I took, and this is my favorite analogy, but I had two really good friends that are stylists. One is, you know, has it to the nines, not a hair out of place, like totally perfect, everything. She's like a size 4, beautiful model, like, and she also teaches etiquette. So like you get this like this thing about her just being so regal and put together and everything's perfect. Then I have one of my dearest friends that I helped launch her business, and she is size 12, size 14. She understands when I'm in the dressing room going, man, I hate this dress because it feels like I gotta wear Spanx, but what if my Spanx rolls down? And she gets it because she's not perfect either. And that sometimes we judge that as like, oh, I don't really want to listen to someone who's got it all together. I want someone who shares with me, man, I just talked about at the beginning, facing eviction during the beginning of my business because I wasn't closing deals and I didn't know how to close from stage and things like that. That's what people really want to hear. And as women, we're so afraid to share those parts of our stories because, let's be real, some women have probably talked smack about us, those mean girls in school, whatever that is. Some of them don't grow up, right? They stay in those mean girl positions. And so we're so afraid of being judged and ridiculed and criticized. And the thing is, I will promise you, you will be. There's no getting around it. You will be. But you'll be judged by the people who are not ready for you. You're going to be criticized by people that can't do it themselves. So they're just like, oh, it's just easier for me to knock you down than it is to do it. And so just know that you're going to turn away the people that aren't your clients. And that's the best thing. So just be you, speak. If you screw it up, you screw it up. And people, half the time, they don't even notice. It's you that notices.
That's one thing, definitely for me, making that realization, when we all talk about ideal client, who do you want as your client? Who are you here to serve and all of that type of thing. But also it's really important to figure out who is not your client. And for me to realize that the wounded woman is not my client, the warrior woman is my client, the woman who's been wounded and she's standing up and trying to work it out. But the wounded woman who's in victim mode, no, because she's the one who's going to judge me and hate me standing in my truth and all this sort of stuff and be in that state of it's all happening to me, instead of the warrior woman who's actually like, okay, stuff's happened to me, but now I'm going to transfer that because I've invited every experience into my life. It's all a part of me and it's a part of how I'm going to get through, this next stage, this next expansion. So I love that. And I also want to just share with everyone, you have a crazy close rate though from stage now, because you say from eviction not being no closed stage. But let's talk about your close rate on stage now, what that is.
So I at least have a 30% closing rate, and it doesn't, and it could be a free offer, it could be a paid offer, it could be in a high level offer. The thing is, you have to learn how to deeply connect to your audience. And you have to serve them. Like the stories I'm telling you, when I say I've faced eviction, I know what it's like to not know how to put diapers on my son because I didn't make money at my last talk, right? So I've been there, done that, and I learned how to get better and master that. And so when I say those things, you go, oh man, that was me. I get off stage, you'd be like, oh my God, you're so amazing. Thank you. That was awesome. But no one bought anything. And so the thing is, those stories, those deep, dark stories are actually what convert better than anything else. My story of losing 65 grand last year in an in-person event, that was my tuition for the future success of all the events I've been doing lately, virtually and hybrid. And now I have a whole part of my company that does events for people. It really, truly was that moment of like, why would this happen to me? And you have that. You will always have that. Then you go, okay, so show me what I'm here to learn. And then I was on my knees like, okay, what do you want from me? And I wasn't hearing anything. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm not ready yet. What do you need from me? And then it showed up. And I was like, oh, COVID hit. Talk about transition. I had to pivot in September when that all happened and start the Wing Women movement. And I was like, oh, you just had me pivot before everybody else did. And it had to be painful so that I could teach. And if you could look at your problems and those stories when things happen, instead of saying, why me? If you can look at it and go, oh, this is because people that are my audience that are steps behind me, they're going to need this. So now I'm ready for them.
Yeah. And it's so interesting because so many of the women that I personally align with and that I am, awakening alongside, and my sisters like you, it's like we all have that moment where we've been brought to our knees and we stop pushing and start listening, and just like when you say, I'm on my knees going, okay, that wasn't right. What do you want from me? What am I supposed to be doing? I can relate to that moment. I talk about it all the time. Like that moment where you're like, okay, I tried really hard And that didn't work. So what was I missing? I'm open. Just let me know. Let me hear it. And then it's like, then you get back on track. Then you get back into alignment with where you're supposed to be. But it can be so tricky, you know, like navigating your ego versus alignment versus divine downloads, you know, like it's just like trying to listen, like it's like who
what voices am I supposed to listen to?
Right, it's like that sometimes. It's like, you know.
Yeah, it really is. And the thing is, my deepest thing is, you know, these things happen to you for a reason. And if you think back to eons of time, ladies, like we've been sharing our stories, like don't eat the red berries. Mary ate the red berries and died, right? So we learned from one another. Now we're doing the hiding our secrets so no one will judge us and no one will not like us. And instead, it's actually the way that we deeply connect. And if I went through problems, if I went through a loss, sharing it so that no one else has to do that, you know?
Absolutely.
Going from losing 65 grand to now creating an event company that helps coaches and authors and speakers get their events out there virtually and hybrids is truly what that was for, right? That instance was to show me how to do that. And I always say, I usually get into tears about it because I'm like, don't make the mistakes I did, right? And if you share from that place, your audience wants anything that you're going to put in front of them.
Right.
How do I take you home with me?
But that's the beautiful thing, you know, like I think there's a big difference, you know, again, going back to the wounded woman, the warrior woman wants to stop other women or men or whoever it is to not have to go through their mistakes. The wounded woman kind of delights in seeing people fall and go through. It's like, see how much it hurt. I told you, you know, see my pain. Like there's such a difference. And it's like more women like us need to rise. I mean, you and I were talking backstage about my burning dream. So I had this burning dream and Erin's like, you know what, we were probably burning somewhere together alongside each other because, you know, this is the challenge of being a woman. Our genetic memory says, speak out, share your magic, connect with source, download that stuff and share it. And we're going to burn you. And like, I don't think I could think of any worse way to die, actually. And in this dream, it wasn't a good time. Like, it was not a good time. So one thing that I do want to ask you is, Erin, what are some of the things that we can do as women? Like, if you're that woman, like I have been, like you have been, that's like all, like you go to start sharing your voice and you literally just lock up and you're like a deer in the headlights going, shit, where's all that good stuff that was happening here? How can we start to open up that flow and really start to get our authentic voice activated?
Yeah. So the first thing I would say is most of the time when that happens, it's your nervous system. So let me go back a little bit. I went to school to be a therapist. So everything I do is deeply involved in psychology, the brain, our neurochemicals, all of that. Everything I teach is deeply about how to transform an audience. And it's not about you. But what happens is before we get on stage, we think it's all about us. Our ego jumps in and it's like, oh my gosh, people are going to judge you. People are not going to like you. Oh, what if nobody buys? What if you mess up your words? Like all this is going on in your head. And even though you're about to walk out on stage, your brain doesn't know the difference between a lion being on the stage and just an open audience, right? So our amygdala kicks off the fight or flight chemicals. Now, the problem with that is you have to decide what you're feeling. So what happens is the same chemicals that are released when you're excited are released when you're scared. Mm-hmm. The problem is when we feel those things, we go into, oh my God, I'm so scared. Oh my God, my palms are sweating. Oh, I have a lump in my throat. I'm shaking. But those are the same things that we do when we're excited, like going up a roller coaster. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. My palms are sweaty. I got a lump in my throat. All the same things. So you just have to decide that you're excited. I'm excited to share my message. All these feelings I'm feeling is because I'm excited. Starts to turn off that part of your brain like, oh, we don't need to be on high alert. We're good. We're just excited. Okay, cool. We'll shut it back down. Now, there's a quick other way I do. It's a breathing technique that overrides your nervous system, which is a hard 2 inhales in your nose. It's a 2-second breath. So it's like, and then it's 4 out. Now, the reason this works, and you do it I can do it about 4 times, and I feel the neurochemicals of serotonin and oxytocin come over my body, and it literally washes out all of the adrenaline. The reason that is because our inhale breath is our action breath, like, oh, we got to go fight a tiger or something, right? But our exhale breath is the relaxation. It's the yoga. It's the, oh, I'm in a meditation. Oh, I'm getting a massage. We're relaxed. So you can override your nervous system by telling it it's time to relax. And literally you can go on stage and not do all the silly things that we do to self-soothe those chemicals. We like tighten our arms. We hold onto the microphone for dear life. We maybe hold our paper, something to keep ourselves safe and feeling protected. But all of that does is to the audience show that you're not confident. And so if you can do that breathing technique, and ladies, I do this anytime I go into like anxiety, anytime, like I pulled down on the road and I almost got in a car accident, full fight or flight, right? Full panic attack, like, oh my God. And if you do that in 5 or 6 breaths, all of those other chemicals move out and then you're back to normal, where that could take an hour or so for all those chemicals to remove out of your body. And so this is really a way for you to be comfortable, confident, and settled in that divine alignment, because when we're running up here, we're not in here, right? And so that breath also brings us back into our heart center so we can share from that place.
And I was laughing before because as you did that, literally, I was like, and then we had our producer go, wow, I just did that. And I'm like, they're going, probably everyone on this live did this simultaneous inhale, exhale. And it's, yeah, definitely breathing. Oh my goodness. Now, a note from our sponsors. I'm just going to quickly touch on this before we keep going in the conversation. The competition that always runs in these conversations is getting a chance to be a part of the Cinti exclusive group session and be invited to be a guest in conversations with Cinti Kayam. So here's how to join. If you need to go to Cinti Kayam Facebook page, like the page, share the live from that page, make sure it's public, and then include the caption, which is your message to yourself on how you will achieve your dreams or activate your passion. So there's a whole lot of hashtags to include. The instructions, the full instructions are right here in the comments. So please do that before we end, and we'll announce the winner at the end of the conversation. And I do just want to have a look at some of the comments as well while we're having this mini break. Okay, so we've got Paula. Paula, I love you, Paula. You're always here, and you're just like such a supporter of conversations with Cinti and me in general, and I love you for that. They're not ready for you yet. I love that. Yeah, right? Trish says, I love Brene Brown. If you're not in the ring getting your ass kicked, I don't want to hear your opinion.
Yes.
Right? Yes. Trish. And Trish is like, I want to do events, Cinti. Let's chat. Yes, let's chat. Erin and I, once all of this dust settles from this crazy launch phase that we're doing, Erin and I are 100% going to be having some events coming to you guys, and some exciting things. Yeah, definitely. So Paula, calm and centered now. Thank you. You're welcome, Paula. Thank you, Erin. I tell you what, like Erin, since she's come into my life, she's a very activating presence. And yeah, the synchronicities are crazy. Jacinta says we are phoenixes rising from the ashes, warrior women. Yes, we are, Jacinta, my gorgeous woman. Phoenix rising from the ashes, absolutely. And after my burning dream, I definitely am about being the phoenix. Not stuck in the ashes, because it was not a good time. Okay, so that is all the housekeeping out of the way, and my team is happy now with that we can tick off those boxes. So, Erin, share with me some of your, I do want to touch on this because I love this side of you, and it's the more woo side, right? And so if you're comfortable with bringing this up, because this is, I mean, you and I instantly, when we first met, we just went, like we had all these things like, oh my God, I've got those wings. Oh, wow, I'm into that. Oh yeah, me too. And I get goosebumps as I talk about it. But here I was sort of there going, wow, I'm in the presence of this amazing world-class speaker, blah, blah, blah. And I had all your kind of background. So a little bit intimidated by that whole bio. And then you were sharing with me about how you can open up your heart-centered energy and you communicate with animals, and literally Erin can get like, whales to surface if you're on a whale watch. So do you mind sharing it? It's just that side. It's like, I mean, all this is great, but it's just, for me, it's that
Not only do
thing
I
of where
communicate, I communicate with animals.
you know what I mean? Like, she's okay. Erin communicates on every level with everything, every living creature. But for me, it's just that thing of, we did not cross paths in the woo-woo world. And then all of a sudden, here we are talking about, if I could talk to the animals. Can you share a little bit about that, Erin? Because for me, I was like, see, my people, they're just around all the time.
So as a kid, I wanted to be a dolphin trainer, and I went to be a dolphin trainer. And in all of the mix before that, I had a dog who his name was Star, and he had seizures, and we didn't know why. And so I went to an animal communicator, and she's like, I have this class. I was like 19 years old. I didn't know. She's like, yeah, we're going to psychically communicate with animals. I was like, cool, I'm down. I've been woo-woo my whole life. I'm like, I'm in. So I remember showing up, being the youngest person in the room, and we went around and we were talking to, I brought my dog so that people could practice with a physical animal. We have pictures, and we really worked on our intuition. And I was right on one that was like, I had to tell a guy to calm the F down because his cat told him to calm down. And he goes, he's so right. I pace in my house, and I could see the cat just watching this guy and just going back and forth. So what ended up happening was then when I went down to be a dolphin trainer, I realized how easy it was to do the same method of opening up my heart center and sending messages to animals and having them received. And I do this with my kids. It's fun to go to the zoo and be like, okay, look at that tiger over there. It's sleeping. What do you want it to do? And they're like, I want it to sit up and yawn big, like, right? And I'm like, okay, see it in your head, put it in your heart, and then send that message to that tiger. And I swear to you, it without fail, especially kids, because they don't get all stuck in I don't think so. What are you thinking? This is weird. This is woo-woo. They don't do any of that. They're like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah. And
it happens. And I, knowing that I always have dreams about swimming with the dolphins and being with the whales, and I saved manatees and I saved whales, and I was a sea turtle. I worked at the sea turtle hospital as well. So all of those things, I just love that I could always communicate with animals, and we all can. It's simple as this, guys. Think of this. Have you ever been sitting there watching TV, just in your own world, and all of a sudden you're like, man, I should take the dog out. Let me just tell you right now, he's probably sitting over there by the door, and you turn and you look, you're like, oh, I guess I do need to take him out. It must be time. And you're like not thinking that he was telling you, hey, I got to go to the bathroom. Hello, over here. I need to go. But that's what they're doing. And so if you can be present and go, oh, wait, I heard something, right? That is your animal communicating with you. So I love doing it with I have a dog as well, and I communicate to him all the time that way. But it's also like all animals out there. And if you think about it, guys, like this is really truly how we should all communicate, from our heart, right? This isn't about getting up in my head. Like, I don't have notes. I don't even know what Cinti's going to ask me. It doesn't matter, because I'm just in flow and I'm speaking from my heart. And as long as I have the highest intentions, whether that's on a client call when I'm like, hey, Cinti, when we start talking about you speaking up and using your voice, you go, eee! And you get really quiet. This little kid voice, and I don't know what happens. And and then I bring it, you're like, whoa, you're right. I didn't even know physicality wise. I was like, I'm little now, right?
Yes.
But when I can say that because I come from the place that I see what you're highest and best. And so all I'm doing is saying, hey, you're this person. What are you doing right now? And so when we come from that place in your heart and with the best intentions of really reflecting to your sister, like, hey, sister, I love you. Stop playing small. It really is. It lands with any audience. It lands with any client. And I'm telling you, people hire me not only just because I speak the truth and I speak it with love, but they also get, you always say it, when I hire you as a coach, I don't only get you as a coach, I get Source as a coach. And it's totally true, right? So
yes.
Just be open with your heart and speak from the heart, people. So
Absolutely.
important.
And I totally get you about that, the source and the downloads. And, my whole awakening in this part really started when I was just practicing and doing little things in this course that I was doing, and, practicing some sort of styling and stuff with a few woo-woo women. And then all of a sudden I was getting these like downloads, and it's like these images are hitting me in the face, and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to share this just for the fun of it, because, you know, it just keeps, this image keeps hitting me. And now I know when I get something hitting me right here, that's spirit, it's source saying, hey, 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 hey. So, and then I share it and they go, oh my goodness, wait, here's a photo of me looking exactly like that. So those types of things are just so amazing. But I do have to share, Erin, that since you told me this, and we are friends of the zoo here. We have the most beautiful zoo here in Canberra, and it is like, it's beautiful. It's fully privately owned by this amazing family who have a passion for animals. So I've loved it forever since they opened, and you can stay there and you can have these experiences with the animals. So I practiced what you're saying. And I'm there with my daughter, and I'm standing there at the tiger thing, because you can get really close to the tigers, you know, like they're right there. And they've got these huge sanctuaries and, you know, water and whatever. Anyway, I'm like, no, 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 cha, cha, trying to open up my heart chakra, thinking about what I have to say, I got flashbacks to my childhood when I used to try and spin around 1,000 times and wish that I was Wonder Woman, and I'd look in the mirror and I go, damn it, didn't work yet. So I'm still getting there with the technique, but you will be the first to know if I end up being able to.
When, not if, when.
When you'll be the first to know the first time that I actually end up communicating with an animal. The closest we came, I think, was my best friend and I, and this tiger coming towards us, like seeing us from across the plain and coming towards us. And we're like, oh my God, we're connecting with the tiger. And came up to it. It was looking hungry. And then I looked at my best friend, and she was in this full striped black and white zebra top. I'm like, oh, it thinks you're a zebra. There's no connection here. It thinks we're food, particularly you. So,
I'm going to run. You stay here.
I'm going to slowly fade out. You just stay there.
Well, and the thing that happens for animals, this is so funny to even think about, but I have a friend that does equine therapy, and you're actually in a ring with a horse, and she's talking to you, and you're doing therapy kind of work. And the minute you're back up in your head, the animal's like, well, screw you. You're not on my plane anymore. Like, this isn't fun. And like, I will never forget. So this is probably what happened for you. We were all in the ring, and she goes, okay, go, everybody spread out and find a place in the ring. I knew exactly where I wanted to go. Everyone else was kind of like, where should I go? Where should I go? So I just got up, started walking with as much confidence, knowing where I was headed. The horse just followed right behind me. And then I was like, I turned around and it was there. And I was like, oh, it followed me. Look at me. And the minute I was like all up in my head about, oh my God, look at me. I did it. And it followed me. And it turned around and was like, whatever. Stop this 3D crap. Like, I thought we were connected. Yeah.
Babe, I thought we were connecting. I thought it was real. Why are you playing me like that?
You're good. Get up here. And they're like, I'm out.
Yeah. Okay, well, I've got my one cat, Natasha, 2 cats, but Natasha's my cat that follows me around all the time. And sometimes it's a little bit annoying. It's like, Natasha, this is why I'm a cat person, not a dog person. And other times it's like she knows exactly when to come and sort of, you know, mush me. So it's nice. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to interrupt again and just quickly let everyone know we've got a free class tomorrow. Finally, it's happening. Mercury goes direct tomorrow. So we literally had to kind of shut things down for a little bit and just woosah, because it was like, no good was going to come of trying to push in on Mercury retrograde. And this one's been a doozy. I don't know about anyone else. Tomorrow, all the details again are there. I'm not going to take you through all the details, but we'll have a free class, and it's going to be so great. I'm going to take you through my whole strategy and everything I've done from being brought to my knees to where I am now. So that's really exciting. So that's all I wanted to share about that.
Hold on a minute, though. People don't understand how powerful you are. And now it's my turn to flip the script. No one ever takes over the show, but I'm going to take over the show because Cinti really has helped me as well. Like, when I wanted to create a brand and new stuff, I wanted to step into something. I wanted to own my queenness. Like, let's be real. And I'm like a world leader. I bought a globe, a pink globe with gold on it. So that's a reminder of the global message. But what was helpful was I do this for people. I help people go through their ideal audience and their offers so that then we can create a talk so that they can sell, right? I do all those things. But when I sat there with Cinti, she would ask me questions and I'm like, okay, this is going to be jumbled because when my brain's in the way, I can't get the flow, right? So I'll be like, okay, so it feels like this and it looks like this. And well, sometimes it's over here, and then maybe it's like this, and I wouldn't even speaking gibberish. It wouldn't because what happens is my brain is not wanting the new information, and it's in resistance, so it does this like Charlie Brown, want, and I can't decipher it. But having someone amazing like Cinti also tapped in, and she's like, "Here's what I see," and before I could even say something, she'd already have it drawn out. And like the colors and the feelings, and she was in it. And so you guys, if you have not had a chance to work with this woman, like she is absolutely amazing. I would pay her 1,000,000 times over to have her in my life, A, but B, have her as a business partner and have her as a mentor, because the things that she understands, and like, don't get this twisted, guys, that's some creative woo-woo stuff, but let's be real. Who wants to make more money? This girl knows how to make money. This girl was like outselling everybody. I'm like, can she be my salesperson? I'm tired of being my only salesperson. I'm good at it, but I need to duplicate myself. So having her as a mentor to help you walk through those things, to understand them, to get that icky stuff that we all as little girls, or the parts of us that are like, oh, how dare I ask that much money? You know, having somebody go, no, that's valued like 50 grand, right? And I was like, yeah, And she gets you to the place where you finally believe that. You know, there's a lot of people out there that teach you to raise your prices, but they don't actually do the work on it. And then they don't actually help you then step into it and own it. Because if somebody gives me, hey, here's your new package, it's $250,000. I'm gonna be like, okay, well, my set limit is at 50,000. So how am I supposed to sit in alignment and say 250,000? But by the time you create that with Cinti, you really have that. And so you own it, you believe it, and you can then communicate it and sell it. And that's what this woman is amazing at. So sorry I took up your show, but I had to.
Okay. Thank you, Erin. That just makes me want to burst with like love and like good feelings. And I just appreciate that. And I don't always focus on the sales part of it because, you know, or the money part. And I know it's so important, but I just get really tired of this constant, you know, I'm going to make you millions. And do you want to be a millionaire? And, you know, oh, money, money, money. And for me, that energy just gets so grabby. And we all know I come from that background of, you know, like, that whole money thing. So while, yes, it's about money. And yes, you know, I'm a money-making machine, but my thing is that we need to bring it back to, you know, what are you doing? What's the service that you're providing? What's the transformation that you're providing? How are you going to deeply serve from your soul-aligned place? Because the money is a byproduct of that. And if you're focused on the money for money's sake, it's just going to be an empty, like you may as well just go and get a 9-to-5 job. You may as well go and slave your guts out doing whatever, because that's what it will be. It will be a grind, and I've seen it. So I love you and appreciate you for bringing that up, Erin, because I don't always like to focus on the money bit when I'm promoting, because I'm like, I want people to be about more than that. This new movement is about more than just chasing money. It's a very patriarchal paradigm to just chase the goal of money. As women and this new awakening, it's about us really tapping into our divine feminine essence, bringing about balance and sharing our unique set of gifts and talents. And like, there's no one kind of beauty. There's no one type of business model, you know, and you know, the beauty thing really does come into this, because as women, we need to feel like we are valuable, beautiful, to be seen, to be heard. But I think the lie we keep getting sold is that there's one kind of beauty, or that this is beautiful, and it's not. It's like literally we all have our unique things that when we tap into that and when we're fully plugged in, we are the most beautiful thing that anyone has ever beheld. And it literally redefines those norms. So it's like, you know, look at the Kardashians. I mean, you can love them or hate them, but Kim Kardashian, what she's done as far as body type goes, like we went from like this wafy kind of, you know, Kate Moss thing to here we are over in Booty Town with Kim K and her gang. Like, you can say whatever you want. It may not be your body type, but she redefined beauty by just simply going, well, this is my body. I'm a short little Armenian woman. And, you know, why can't I be beautiful? Why can't I tap into my stuff, right? It's the same for every single woman. You know, Erin, you've been told time and time again on the stage by speakers that you have this charisma and this like thing about you, you know. That's not like from you hiding and not standing in your divine, gorgeous essence. That's from you going, this is me. Here's my here's my stuff. I was going to say, here's my shit and I'm sharing it. Here's my, you know, like, this is my shares and I got to go, you know, like that's like, right. There, yeah. We all are different as women. The minute we start to embrace ourselves and each other, all of this other crap will literally just fade, you know, and it needs to.
And it takes work. You guys, I was not confident in high school. I was 125 pounds and I thought I was fat. Let's be real. Blonde hair, beautiful. Like I look at my pictures and go, man, why did I talk so smack about that girl? She's amazing. And I, in my own mind, think this is how crazy this is. My object of beauty was Jessica Rabbit. She's a cartoon character, guys, and she's not even real. But in my that was what I set up for my own standards of what beautiful, what sexy, what gorgeous was. And until my 30s, when I was in personal development, and I realized, I asked men, what makes a woman sexy? What is that? And they were like, you. And I go, dude, I'm not fishing for compliments here. I really want to know like what it is. And they're like, no, here's why I'm saying that. Because when you walk into a room, Erin, people notice. When you sit down and have a conversation with someone, you are present, you are heart-centered, and we know we get you 24/7. We don't get speaker Erin, who's like, hi, I'm speaker Erin. And then you see me like, oh, hey guys, I'm trying to sell something. Hey, buy from me. And then you see me with my kids where I'm like, hey, knock it off. Like, why did you cut your hair? Oh, baby, it's okay that you cut your hair. You know, sometimes we make mistakes. I am the same person 24/7. And that is what's hot. That is sexy. And that's owning who you are. Yes. And that is what people are like on stage. They're like, damn, I can't keep my eyes off of her. I am a size 20, guys. I am not skinny. I am not little. I'm big and bold and bright, and I don't care. And I will tell you, that is what makes people drawn to me. I want to be like you. I want to look like you. I want to be powerful and feminine. I want to be confident enough that if my Spanx does roll down in the middle of a talk on stage, that I just keep going, because the message is way more important than my appearance.
Yes.
And that, ladies, is why you need to be sharing your message.
Yes. And this is why we love Erin. Yes. If you're a woman and you're watching this right now, if that did not pump you up and make you go, F yes, I'm going to own my power. And this is exactly what we're talking about. This right there is what it's about, you know? Yes. Thank you, Erin. I love talking to you. And I've just like, we've been out of touch a lot this past little launch phase that I've been going through, but oh man, I've missed your power, your wisdom, your gorgeousness. And as soon as this free class is done tomorrow, it's on like Donkey Kong with you and I, okay? Yeah. We are doing stuff. I mean, your time permitting, obviously.
Well, and what I love, this is the thing, ladies, like if you're not seeing that two women, powerful women, having two different services, can't sit on a call and promote one another and love on one another and just be like in awe of one another and each other's presence, that you need a new tribe. And Cinti's got a tribe for you. I got a tribe for you. Like, find those women that are like, yes, sister, let's go. Let's go to the route to the top of the mountain. Let's go together. Let's change the world, right? That's what we need more of. If you're looking around and your friends aren't doing that for you, find new friends. There's not
100%.
enough time in this world to be with those kind of people. Let's be real. Let's be a woman's woman. Let's lift each other up. Create a tribe of women that like love on each other. I mean, like you were talking about, like when we have like that crisis of confidence for a moment, why not pick up the phone and be like, hey, Cinti, I'm having a hard day. Can you just tell me how amazing I am? I do this.
Right.
Guys, I do this. And they know. They don't have to ask why. They just start, oh my God, Erin, you're this and that and this, and remind me of myself.
Yes, absolutely. And that's what it's about, you know. And as women, we're awakening all over the place. And like literally, it's time. Like it's time. If you're a woman hiding your value, if you're a woman hiding gifts, if you know that you have this call that's rising up in you, then you got to act on it. You know, you're just doing the world an absolute disservice by not doing that, you know, by hiding. And that was part of what helped me to come out of my shell was, you know, I had the download from Spirit going, hey, we didn't give you all these gifts. We didn't give you all of this for you to sit in the corner and be a little emo collage artist, you know, like.
Like you want to be.
Yeah, right? Like, no, we've given you all of this because there is a mission and you need to jump on it. And it's really interesting, Erin, because the more I'm aligned, the more I'm on my mission, guess what? Illness, fading. What illness, you know? And it's like, literally, it's been Spirit, my angels, everything coming in and just going, oh, that's nice. That's nice, babe. You don't want to do it? Okay. How about we just twist your little finger around a little bit? How does that feel? You like that? Can you hear us now? And it's like, this is, you know, it's like, this is the situation I'm in. So it's like the more that I get aligned, the more I tap into my divine sisterhood, my global sisterhood. Erin is part of this sisterhood, you know, we are creating things together. It's Erin's got her stuff happening. I've got my stuff happening, but we definitely come together and do co-creations. We're definitely championing each other and championing the work that we're all here to do. Because if we can't do that as women, then there's just no point. We may as well sit there, you know, 9-to-5 grind, you know, subservient women who are looking for our Prince Charming to come and save us and, you know, just tap out and don't bother. I mean, who wants to do that? Not me.
No.
Not me.
That event.
So, Erin, before we go ahead and announce the winner of our competition today, is there any pearls of wisdom that you can share with us beyond all of the stuff that you've given? I love that I've got a makeup brush and I'm like,
I know you got a makeup brush. I was like, I could like ding. It could be like this magical thing that I can like a magic wand or something. It's a pen.
Yeah,
but I'm like, you can now you can now own your voice and you can have a tribe of amazing women.
And you're beautiful. Thanks.
Let me like, dust you off a little.
Gonna fix a little bit of shininess there.
Exactly. For me, it's stop hiding. Stop hiding. Yes. Stop thinking that, you know, like Brene, like we were saying about Brene Brown. Brene Brown also talks about finding, you know, people you can share the dark times with, right? But it's also really important for us to really figure out, okay, so if these are some dark times for me, this is what I was here to teach other people. Why don't I share it? Why don't I heal it so that I can then become the light in the world? And so my biggest thing is people need your message now more than ever. Look at the state of the world. I mean, for some of those who are watching, this week is going to be a tough week in the United States. I don't care what side you sit on. The most important thing is to remember that we're all in this together, that we're humans, like we're just souls having a human experience here, and that none of this three-dimensional stuff really matters. And that, you know, if you can just turn on your Facebook Live, your IGTV, your YouTube, whatever that is, and just start sharing. You know, that's one of the things I've been doing with events is doing 1 days, doing a challenge, doing like all these different, doing a 3-day, all the different ways. But all it is just show up and serve. I will tell you that everybody is looking for you. They're out there manifesting, praying for you, and you're doing the world a disservice if you don't say, hey guys, guess that's what I get paid for, right? A lot of times I have women say, man, I was sitting here and I was like, man, I just need one more client. I need one more client. And I was like, man, I just wish somebody would come in because I really need that. And then she goes to the bookstore, and there's a woman at the bookstore, and they're in the self-help section, and she's pulling out a book, and she's like, man, I really need to figure out what my purpose is in life. And hey, do you know any books? Do you have any recommendations? And as the coach, she's sitting there going, that's what I do for a living. I help people find their purpose. And she's like, yeah, this is a great book. It helped inspire me to start my business doing this. But what happens is, instead of just saying, you know, I don't know if you'd be interested, but I would be open to have coffee with you if you want to talk more about that. That's what I get paid for. That's what my business is. I've been doing it for years. I have lots of results. And if not, maybe I know somebody that can help you. But instead, we just get all weird about the sale or sounding weird or whatever. But if somebody walked up and said, hey, I have COVID, and you had the cure to COVID, would you go, I don't know, this might sound salesy? No, you wouldn't. You would give it to them. So why are we treating it the same way? Why are we treating our message, our gifts, our services, the things that we're on this planet for, and saying, oh, but I don't want to feel this weird stuff? You just didn't give the solution to the problem. She had a problem. You have the solution. Why didn't you just give it? Instead, you're kind of giving the finger, let me just be real, to the universe, saying, thanks. She's been waiting for me, and she's been manifesting and praying for me, but I didn't show up the right way. And, you know, I'm not ready. I'm not good enough. I'm not. Universe, like, why am I going to give you more people if you keep not helping people? So guys, just get on a live. Start sharing your message. I shared a picture, and you can go look at my Facebook if you haven't. My daughter cut her bangs to here and left all this, and then cut a whole side of her head, and then she took her Barbie and cut her hair off. And I missed it, and I put it on social media, and I got more likes and more follows and more people engaging on my thing, because I was like, here's the lesson that I taught her. Just like I was role playing a minute ago. Maybe we all make mistakes, but what do you say to yourself when you make a mistake? I can do this. It's okay. Everybody makes mistakes. So I wrote that in my post. Guys, people just want real. I don't go, well, my daughter cut her hair, so I told her how to. No, just be real. Be you, be real, own your stuff, and start sharing it with the world, because the world is dying for it right now.
Yes, and I'm so happy. There are two women in particular. On this live watching right now that I know that this is like resonating with them 100%. So yes, thank you for that. Thank you for your gorgeous message. I love this. Okay, everyone, so we're going to announce the winner now. And the winner is dun 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 Schmitty Paula. Yay! Paula Schmidt, you are the winner today. The team will reach out to you and let you know all the ins and outs of that prize. And I am going to literally say thank you to Erin, my gorgeous, gorgeous, beautiful soul sister. Thank you so much. I enjoyed this chat so very much. To everyone that's watching, join that live class tomorrow. Jump on the class. Keep watching for more exciting announcements soon. Erin will give you some details. We'll put some details in the comments if you want to reach out to Erin, if you want to join her movement, if you want to know more about activating your voice, then please reach out to her. She is like, if you're a woman and you're wanting to start speaking and activating, there's no other woman that can help you besides this woman. If you're in my, my tribe and my circle, this is, she's the real deal, and I love her dearly. So thank you so much, Erin.
Yes, and sign up for this class, guys. Like, this is like a no-brainer. I mean, she's giving you everything you need. If you're struggling right now, or like, I don't know what next is for me, or maybe I need to do something, like, this is it. You're here for a reason. So if you haven't signed up, if you're listening to this now, there's a reason you're here. So don't give the finger to the source. Sign up, be a part of it, show up. You never know what's going to happen.
Okay, gorgeous people. Thank you so much, Erin. I love you dearly. Thank you, everyone, so much for joining us today, and we will see you tomorrow in the live class. Okay, Paula, team will reach out to you. Okay, bye, guys. Bye.
As women, we juggle different roles in life. Wife, mother, employee, and daughter. At some point, we have all been told, directly or indirectly, that we shouldn't pursue something, to play it safe, not be too loud, or too much, or too beautiful, or not beautiful enough. Don't ever let somebody tell you that you are not enough, that your dreams are too big, or that you can't do something. Surround yourself with women who want you to rise, who celebrate your success, who believe in your dreams. Together, let's help each other to rise. You deserve to be seen. You deserve to be heard. Divine woman, you deserve to rise. I am Cinti, and I am a woman's woman.